Hi, my name is Vena. I'm originally from Rare, but I live in Nandi. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bula, I'm John from Kornabuan, Tafua. I love listening to Today FM. It rocks.
Bula, I'm Teopola.
Bula, I'm Atlisi.
We love listening to Today FM because it rocks in Ba.
Bula, my name is Tisa. I've been listening to Today FM.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Tonight, government comes to the rescue of evicted squatters. Kop Cot community to receive leases this year. And no vote buying motives in grant scheme.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spade.
The government today came to the rescue of 15 families who this morning are being evicted from their squatter homes in Bilo, Lami. Government officers took the families to Wainandoi and Navua to see the land they are to be given for their new homes. Kelly Vavala reports.
The government has already started surveying land and laying out lots with pegs for former Bilo residents. While these families appreciate the land, they were a little worried about having the necessary facilities.
We came here, we see the condition of here. At least we are happy we get the land, but we have no water here. Well, it is a very tough time to rebuild the house.
One of the homes in Bilo was dismantled today and the rest will be deconstructed and transported to Wainandoi over the next week.
I have been staying here for more than 10 years and now all of a sudden we are being told to move. And I don't know where else to go with my family even though government has given land.
Government said they have located a place and that will be ready in 1 or 2 weeks. But within 1 and 2 weeks, like they should have a heart. We are humans, they are humans too. They should have a heart to think of us, where we're going to stay in that 1 or 2 weeks.
They didn't give us a dismantling order. Now we have to move. I don't know where and how we will have to rebuild our home again.
The property owner Gopal Pillai says they completed all legal processes and informed the residents verbally and with written notices to vacate their land since 2006. This 800 square meters piece of land has come as a blessing to those families who were given eviction notices earlier this morning. The government stepped in the 11th hour, giving new hope to families who had nowhere else to go. This is where they will build their homes and start a new life. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
Residents of Kop Cot settlement in Ba will be given their 99-year lease titles by end of the year. The assurance comes from Minister for Local Government and Housing Pravin Bala following questions in Parliament. Pranita Prakash reports.
Housing Minister Pravin Bala says residents of Kop Cot settlement are happy with the developments. A lease agreement was handed out in December 2014 with a 5-year time frame for the subdivision.
And by end of this year, all the residents in Kop Cot, after the survey plan is registered, will be issued 99 years lease.
NFP leader Professor Biman Prasad claims issues raised by the settlers have not been addressed.
There are issues about drains getting into the farms. There are issues about leases for the religious places, markers and a temple. Can the minister tell these residents, because they are anxious?
Opposition MP Nico Nawaikula questioned whether planning requirements were adhered to.
With these leases, 99-year leases, can he assure this House that it will comply with all planning requirements? That without the survey plan being registered, we cannot issue 99 years lease. As a lawyer, you must understand. And I have said that after the survey plan is registered with Lands Department, the issuance of 99 years lease will be given.
147 residents were issued lease agreements in December 2014. The government is also looking at resettling other squatters and developing lands. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
A heated argument broke out in Parliament as opposition MPs questioned the government's motives behind the small and micro enterprise grant. Minister Fayaz Koya was infuriated after claims that the SME grants are a ploy to buy votes before the 2018 general elections. Rachel Nath has the story.
Opposition MP Samesa Karavaki put it bluntly, saying the small and micro enterprise grants are questionable.
This is not under the economic
economical development, but vote buying.
However, Minister Fayaz Koya wasn't going to let it go unchallenged, clarifying that the scheme was promised prior to the 2014 elections in the Fiji First Manifesto.
This program is so good that the Indian government has given its wholehearted support in the sum of $10 million with respect to this particular program. That answers your question, Madam Speaker. This is not a vote-buying exercise.
Koya went on to clarify the grant is about helping those in the grassroots level and bringing about financial independence.
For the information of this House, in fact, this is something we don't even give them money. It is the actual equipment that they ask for. We encourage them to uplift themselves out of poverty.
The issue led to a heated exchange between MPs. However, Koya in the end stated the opinions of opposition could not be changed, no matter how much evidence was produced. Rachel Na, FBC News.
7 babies died after being infected during an Acinetobacter baumannii bacteria outbreak at the neonatal intensive care unit at the CWM hospital 2 weeks ago. Minister Rosie Akbar says while the outbreak has been contained, an investigation is underway to determine how the infection developed. Maggie Boyle reports.
Interested to know if there were any...
Question in Parliament. The Minister for Health explained the effects of the recent outbreak.
In this case, we had 7 premature babies who were infected with this Acinetobacter baumannii, and we are still in the process to determine whether this bacterium actually caused the death of those babies.
While hospital-acquired infections are a common occurrence, Akbar notes the containment measures were activated as soon as the outbreak was discovered.
Madam Speaker, the Acinetobacter baumannii bacterium is widely found in soil, water and other parts of the environment. While it doesn't harm most healthy people with strong immune systems, the bacterium can lead to illnesses in individuals with severe health challenges.
Opposition members queried possible scenarios in which the infection may have developed.
Can this bacterial outbreak be caused by unhygienic conditions unhygienic conditions around the hospital environment?
So anybody entering our ICU units is required to wear a hygienic gown.
If the government or your ministry is considering compensation for all those mothers who've lost their babies.
It may take up to 3 months to do a genotyping on that bacterial infection, and as such we will determine what course of action to take later on.
Partnering with the WHO, the investigation could take up to 3 months for them to determine the cause of the outbreak and if that infection was responsible for causing the death of the 7 premature babies. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
A review of the Local Government Act is needed before any local government elections are held. This was announced by the Minister for Local Government, Pravin Bala, after the question was raised by opposition members in Parliament today. Savara Tambor reports.
Review process had been going on.
Progress on the review of the Local Government Act was debated in length this morning. Members of the House were informed that in 6 months' time, the Local Government Committee will provide proposed recommendations and terms of reference.
What we need to do is to review the Local Government Act. And earlier on, what I said, listen. And at the outset, I did say that the associated laws is in final stages. They should be happy, at least we have fast-tracked that process. And, of course, yes, what do you want to prove? You just want to have election just for the sake of having it?
Bala denies a claim that the review is already with the AG's office.
The Honourable Minister had mentioned in 2015 that the review was with the AG's office.
If I remember rightly, I have never ever said that the review or the report is sitting at AG's office or SG's office. Never. I don't know where she's coming from.
Bala is adamant the review will be finalized in 6 months' time after the Local Government Committee completes its recommendations. He noted that the Subdivision Land Act and Town Planning Act are now in their final stages. Sabera Tambua, FBC News.
Economy Minister Ayaz Said Qayyum says opposition MPs are underestimating young Fijians. Said Qayyum was elaborating on budget consultations held around Fiji, including schools, when the opposition claimed that the government was trying to brainwash the youth.
They again, in a way, are insulting our youth. They think they're insulting our youth. They think that these people have got no mind of their own. They think that they're always vulnerable. In fact, Madam Speaker, last week when I was at Natumbo High School for some other event, I had asked the students, I said, do you think that you want to not participate in this? Do you want to? And they all overwhelmingly said yes. Madam Speaker, this side of the House has a lot more confidence in our youth than they do.
Papua New Guinean Prime Minister Peter O'Neill says they're willing to assist Fiji financially in the lead-up to the UN Oceans Conference in New York and the COP23 meeting in Germany. O'Neill says PNG pledged more than $32 million to assist in the 2014 general elections, but only half was paid out. The remaining half, O'Neill says, could be used for the upcoming global meetings.
We've made it clear to the Fijian government that the other 25 million kina, that was for the elections, which is over now. It's available, so they can utilize some of those resources in areas where they see fit, and it could include the meeting on oceans and, of course, COP23.
Still ahead, developing policies for non-formal education, and 3 men charged for alleged car theft racket.
हम लोगों में रहते हैं और मिर्ची एफएम सबसे बेस्ट स्टेशन है।
हमारा नाम मेसी है, हम गोल्ड टाउन तापुआ में रहता है और मिर्ची इज हॉट इन तापुआ।
Hi, we Bagels. We love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
निवेश तापुआ में रहता है, सुनता है यहाँ मिर्ची एफएम is very hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Fiji urgently needs to develop alternative renewable sources of energy, says Permanent Secretary for Forests Samuela Langataki. Marking International Day of Forests, Langataki says the use of wood fuel is a growing sustainable industry with potential to expand Fiji's farming sector. Ellen Stolz tells us more.
Wood is not only used for building homes and for firewood, but as a source of clean energy as well.
However, the importance and value of wood as a source of energy has been acknowledged at a number of levels, including the European Union level, nationally, commercially, and in the homes as an alternative to imported fossil fuels.
Speaking to children of Tuvu Primary School in Ba and others from the district, the Permanent Secretary also explained how crucial it is for them to plant more trees.
When we look at climate change, ladies and gentlemen, it is a major global threat today and has to be factored into the forestry energy equation. It is exacerbating water stress and food vulnerability and putting thousands of communities at risk. Stakeholders' commitment is what we need today.
Teaching young children the importance of preserving our forests is one of the many activities that we can do locally to contribute towards the global fight against climate change.
Keeping our forests and ensuring its sustainability is in the best interest of everyone. But the key question that we need to be asking ourselves is, are we, each as a community, as individual, playing our role?
Countries like Fiji are being encouraged to undertake efforts to organize activities involving forests and trees, such as tree planting campaigns. Ellen Stolz, FBC News.
The Education Ministry has denied claims of overcrowding at Queen Victoria School in Tailevu. Opposition MP Josefa Ndulaki Varata claims students use the dormitory for classes during the day and for sleeping at night. However, Education Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy says this is not true.
Information that you got, you didn't get it correctly. There's one old dormitory that was converted into classroom. I think that's where you're getting it wrong. Madam Speaker, we got 2 double-story dormitory brand new. So what we did, instead of demolishing the old dormitory, we spent close to $250,000 last year to upgrade those old dormitories, all of the old dormitories. So that gave us extra capacity.
3 people charged with 1 count of theft each appeared in the Suva Magistrates Court this afternoon in a case involving a stolen car. Donovan Prasad, Shaiz Shafra Hussain and Shivendra Deo are alleged to have been involved in the illegal modification of a stolen vehicle worth $20,000 last year. Police investigated a report of a stolen vehicle and were able to link the case to an alleged illegal modification racket where parts from other vehicles were used on the stolen vehicle. The 3 have been released on bail of 500 bond and 2 sureties. They were also ordered to surrender their travel documents. The matter will be recalled on April 13th. A man charged with aggravated robbery was produced in the Suva High Court this morning. Sakaraya Vunisawai is alleged to have stolen $400 from a man outside a restaurant in Nambour, Suva last September. Vunisawai has 41 convictions for similar offences. The second accused did not appear in court today and a bench warrant has been issued. The matter has been adjourned to April 10th for a bail hearing. A 60-year-old man is in custody for the alleged murder of his de facto partner in Nasinu yesterday morning. It is alleged the man stabbed the 24-year-old victim multiple times. Police spokesperson Ananai Soro says the suspect surrendered himself to the police. And later on in sports, Jamie tells us about the national football team gearing up for New Zealand in the FIFA World Cup qualifier. Before that, though, business with Rachel.
Yes, Jackie, coming up in business tonight. FDB capable of administrating SME grants. And in growing Fiji, Suva roads in for multi-million-dollar facelift. Stay with us.
I'm Rafnil from Nekota and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Stanley Gudler and I'm from Australia, but I'm part Fijian from Watraki and I love listening to Today FM Rocks.
For the best music and less talk, we tune into Today FM in Nasalai Village. Today FM rocks.
My name is Inai Ali and I'm from Ba and I love the big breakfast on Today FM. I just love it and hope you love it too.
My name is Jay from Lapasa. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Naushin and I'm from Sambeto and I love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In business tonight, the Fiji Development Bank has the capacity to administer the government's small and micro enterprise grant, according to Industry Minister Fayaz Koya. The FDB looks after the back-end work for the grants and facilitates applications for SME operators. Koya says the scheme belongs under the FDB portfolio because it offers the right expertise.
Through the Ministry's partnership with FDB on the MSBG scheme, the FDB is clearly delivering on its mandate by facilitating the promotion and development of enterprises in Fiji and giving special consideration and priority to the economic development of the rural and agricultural sectors.
And now with a look at the economic calendar for last week, here's Elizabeth from HFC Bank.
Thank you, Rachel. At midday today, the Australian Bureau of Statistics released their house price index for the fourth quarter of last year. It rose to 4.1%, far above an expected 2.4%. Australia considers housing prices as a key indicator of inflationary pressures. Meanwhile, the week ahead looks quiet on the global economic calendar. However, on Thursday, the focus of the market will turn to the Reserve Bank of New Zealand's review of the official cash rate. It is expected that they will keep interest rates on hold at a record low level of 1.75%. This expectation is reinforced by weaker growth figures last week when it was revealed the New Zealand economy has slowed to a 0.4% pace in the fourth quarter. And that is all from our economic calendar this week. Thanks, Rachel.
Thanks for the update, Elizabeth. On to today's exchange rates. The Chinese yuan and the American dollar strengthened against our dollar to close at 3.28 and 47 cents respectively. Closer to home, the Australian and New Zealand dollar weakened to close at 61 cents and 66 cents, while the PNG Kina closed at 131, which is a slight increase compared to yesterday. On to the commodities market, oil prices dropped, closing at $48.25 a barrel, while gold and silver continue to drop, with gold closing at $1,232 an ounce and silver closed at $17.38 an ounce. In growing Fiji tonight, the Fiji Roads Authority will soon embark on a multi-million-dollar project. FRA confirms the $55 million has been set aside for the full reconstruction of 19 roads in Suva. Sainyani Boiler reports.
The Suva Area Road upgrading project will commence soon.
We'll shortly be going to market on Sarup 2, which is a further 19 roads to be completed. Now, those 19 roads include Waimanu Road, which is, I know, a very hot topic.
The FRA is working in collaboration with the Water Authority of Fiji, as some technicalities need to be resolved before the project kick-starts.
Each of those roads require major WAF, water main relocation work. So the disruption to the travelling public will be significant.
Ratepayers have often raised concerns on the conditions of these roads.
This project is a good idea because we've been facing a lot of road problems in the Suva area.
Well, this can solve the problem faced by road users in Suva.
It's good news to us road users.
Chinson says road works will take 18 months to 2 years. Meanwhile, the FRA has made good progress with its $35 million Sarup 1 project. Sainyani Mboila, FBC News.
And that's it from the business desk. Now to sports. And Jamie, tell us what's happening with the Maris Sevens.
Well, Rachel, everything's happening. We have players who are turned coaches. We have retired national reps ready to relive their golden years in the oldies competition. We even have a young lady ready for her. She's a football player, ready for her debut on the rugby pitch. But we'll have the details after the break, along with preparations from the Jerry Tua-inspired Newtown Rugby Club and the Fiji football team, which finally has its full squad in camp. This and more coming up.
Warong na radio Fijuan.
Bulan erango fina wa korviri nandi au talitaka na warongo na radio Fijuan na programo ni masmasu na mataklailai.
Oya ochone kurinambila mai bunangoru na makete hinga toka kwe do talitakini na warongo na radio Fijuan gena na domoiviti.
Na radio Fijuan na domoiviti na vonga ni BNN.
The Newtown Sevens Club may not have the favourite stag going into the Fiji Better Maris tournament this weekend, but after spending half a year together playing a handful of tournaments in Australia, they just might be the best prepared. The small club from the suburbs of Nisinu will also be drawing inspiration from one of its local heroes.
He's the number 9 in the game of sevens. Look at him here.
National Sevens playmaker Jerry Tua is one of the best sevens player in the world, and for this set of boys from Newtown, he is an icon.
Most of his family at the back here, so they're trying to emulate his footsteps. So they more or less want to be like Jerry. So Jerry is our spotlight right here. So you want to be where he is right now.
Halfback John Ekata wants to run in Tuai's footsteps, follow his style of play and leave opponents snatching at thin air during the Maris Sevens.
The way he play on the field, everyone just loves his step, and whatever he does on the field inspires everyone.
The bond in this team is strong. They have spent 6 months together in Australia and have played 8 sevens tournament. They hope to go strong in Maris Sevens this weekend.
They bonding very well, and the numbers in the team that's been training here quite huge number.
This team goes into the tournament with hopes of winning its first ever major title.
Basically, the 90% off the field is more important to us. So the boys have been developed well off the field, and also the Maris Sevens preparation is good as well.
Tagged as the underdogs, these players are ready to put their bodies on the line and surprise the favourites. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
The Central Chiefs women's rugby team is looking forward to introducing new players at the Mara Sevens. One such player being Brenda Rokomangisa, who has made a switch from football to rugby and is eager for her debut. Vashnil Prasad reports.
Trying to get the basics right, 19-year-old Brenda Rokomangisa has only been training for a month, not a single tournament under her belt.
It was hard because it's the first time for me to play, but it was kind of similar working from dribbling and then stepping in rugby.
The University of South Pacific student will be part of the Central Chiefs side during the Maris Sevens.
Looking forward to it because it's the first time for me to go out and play and look at other teams and learn from them.
It's been full swing training for the girls and they hope to improve every aspect before the tournament.
They've learned as much as they can as far as the basic skills is concerned, and I think they are prepared to play against those senior players out there.
Knowing there is tough competition ahead hasn't dampened their spirit, eyeing a semi-final finish at least.
And they're so excited to go out there and play rugby with, especially facing some teams like Murray Seahawks and Striders. It's filled up with Fijiana players.
Being new to the sport, these young girls hope to take on the big guns in the women's competition on Friday. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
The defending Mara Sevens Oldies champions, Fiji Water Authority, will be laced with former national reps. Coached by former Fiji Sevens forward Samusau Maisue, the side will be captained by the stretcher Viliame Satala. Former stars like Norman Lingeri and Kini Viliame Randaveta are also in the team. The reigning champions hope to entertain the crowd with another win this year.
You know, this year will be very hard competition for the oldies. Because last year people were coming and want to, especially we are old now, and I think people will watch the crowd will be coming. They want to see the oldies from former Fiji team, and we said we're looking forward for this year.
And the last 8 pools of the Cup competition for the Fiji Better Mara Sevens have been announced. Coralco Sevens champion First Light Taviuni has been drawn in Pool 16 along with Nasonini Barbers, Nabundrau Vikings and Marist 1. Meanwhile, Goodman Fielder has thrown its support for the tournament with a supply of Mana Whey protein for participating teams.
It's an honour to be here today and be part of this long-established tournament. We're happy to get involved with our Mana.
It's an important step to developing grassroots rugby. I'm sure that the rugby players will take to heart the special product that you're going to provide for them over the course of the 2 days.
4 days away from the World Cup Stage 3 qualifier against New Zealand, and Vodafone Fiji football coach Christophe Gamel finally has his full squad in camp. Now the race against time to field a team good enough to take on Oceania's best. Rohit Deo has more.
Eyes set on the tough journey ahead. The Fiji football team may be up against the top regional team, but players in camp aren't deterred.
The morale in camp is really high. The boys are looking forward to a tough challenge ahead come Saturday with New Zealand.
Defender Daniela Wanga says both teams have the same goal, qualifying for the World Cup.
We do respect them, but we have one common goal, that is to qualify for the World Cup.
Coach Christophe Gamel says the team will make sure that at the very least they earn some respect as footballers after the final whistle on Saturday.
They are focused on our objective. We try, as I said, we try to give doubt for a New Zealand team. We know that they are the best team in Oceania. No problem, we respect them and we will make that they will respect us too.
New Zealand-based Roy Krishna arrived last night, while the River players joined camp today. The match kicks off at 1 p.m. on Saturday at Lotokas Churchill Park. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
The Fiji Amateur Boxing Association is expecting good competition from Australian boxers this Saturday. As part of its development program, 6 FABA boxers will host bouts against 6 fighters from Queensland. FABA President Manasa Mbarabilala says the evening promises to bring out some great contests.
Well, this is part of the development plan that we put forward, part of our 4-year development plan to 2020, the development pathway for our athletes. As you know, the guys who are fighting in this event on Saturday, apart from 2 boxers, the rest are basically development. This is a development site for Fiji.
That's it from Sports Tonight. Up ahead, weather with Angie, and in the world of the weird and the wonderful, meet the man who gave away one of the world's most expensive uncut diamonds. Stay with us.
Na Radio Fijuan.
Bulan erango fina wa korviri nandi au talitaka na barongo na Radio Fijuan na programu ni masmasu na mataklailai.
Oya ochone kurinambila mai bunangoru na makete hinga toka kwe do talitakini na barongo na Radio Fijuan gene na domo iviti.
Na Radio Fijuan na domo iviti na vonga ni BNN.
If you're still a fan of the famous Pokemon Go, then good news is in store, as Nintendo might be planning to bring the game on its new console. And it's worth the time now with the lovely Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. Yes, it's Tuesday, which means we made it through Monday. And guess what? It's another day closer to Friday. Though we did not see much sunshine today, we pretty much enjoyed the Super Tuesday spirit. Now let's check out what the day was like in the west. It was partly cloudy with temperatures ranging in the low 30s. Eastwards from Pekaba to Suva, it was pretty cool. I hope you noticed that. Well, we're in for more showers later tonight. And up in Vanwalevu, cloudy periods concealed much of Lambasa and Savu-Savu with fair bit of rain, and more is expected for overnight. At sea, northeast to southeast winds gusting up to 40 knots with rough to very rough seas. And for our fishing fans, the next high tide tomorrow morning is at 1:48 with a low tide at 7:43. And for those that love to catch the sunrise, be sure to look out of the window at 6:10. For tomorrow, the day will be clear with just a teensy-weensy bit of rain by afternoon, which will spread from Vanwalevu and down to Vitilevu. Tomorrow's temps, warm temps are bound for Nandi and Lautoka, as they will have highs of 30 and 31. And looking further on to Thursday, it will be a calm day with no sign of any rain in the daytime, but it looks like evening showers are trending for now. Well, go Mother Nature and go Jackie. And that's a wrap from FBC Weather for tonight.
And go Angie. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks so much for that. On Fijian Pulse today, we ask, are we doing enough to ensure children don't become addicted to junk food?
The children, we should look after their health. The parents should look after their health, what they eat, because when they are growing, they need the proper diet.
It's not that good because they might have a constipation problem, and nowadays it's in budget. Parents don't have that enough money.
I'm not giving junk stuff to my son because it's not good for his health. And also I think all the mothers, they should not give any junk stuff to the son because it will be not good for their health.
In our weird and wonderful segment today, a pastor working in the mines of Eastern Sierra Leone has unearthed a 700-carat diamond. Emmanuel Momo decides to hand it over to the government. Recapping the main stories, government comes to the rescue of 15 families facing eviction from freehold land. Kop Cot community to receive leases later this year, and no vote-buying motives behind business grants. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question, we are asking, should fake profiles be allowed on social media? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, tonight's shot of the day, a view of the Suva Peninsula from 2,000 feet in the air. It was sent in by the South Pacific Aviation Training Institute, shot by a student flying over the city. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. Until next time, from the team and I, good night.
कमल रोशनी है। हम लोगों में रहते हैं और मिर्ची एफएम सबसे बेस्ट स्टेशन है।
हमारा नाम मेसी है, हम गोल्ड टाउन तापुआ में रहता है और मिर्ची इज हॉट इन तापुआ।
Hi, we Bagels. We love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
निवेश तवरा में रहता हूँ, सुनता है यहाँ मिर्ची एफएम is very hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.